Ontario, the last province to come to an agreement with the federal government for $10 a day childcare. The plan is to slowly lower the cost over the next couple of years for parents, but daycare owners have yet to see the details of the agreement, even though the deadline to take part is fast approaching. Tonight, we hear from the federal minister in charge of the program and daycare owner. Sean Cowan spoke to them all.
September 1st is fast approaching. That's the deadline daycares have to apply to take part in the $10 a day program. But Joan Brain, the owner of the Orchard Children's Centre, hasn't seen any details yet.
I don't think there's any business person out there that would sign a contract without knowing the details.
I have had children in daycare for about the last 5 years, and per child it costs us anywhere from $11,000 to $13,000 a year.
But a reduction is coming, 25% this year, retroactive back to April 1st. The cost will drop by 50% next year and eventually go down to $10 a day in a couple of years. But the question daycare owners have is how much money will they actually get to cover the costs?
At this point, with the information that we have and don't have, it's very complicated. It's very hard to understand how it's going to roll out.
The money comes from the federal government and then goes to the provinces, but it's up to the municipalities to give that money to the daycare owners. KARINA GOULD is the federal minister responsible for the $10 a day childcare and says,
So I know that municipalities in some cases are still taking time to understand because the province sent the same information to providers and municipalities at the same time about 3 days before they called the provincial election. So it didn't give them a lot of time to go through it. And then of course during the election, they didn't have someone to speak to, and then after that they had to wait till the new government was in place. So there was about a 2-month period where there wasn't a lot of communication that could happen.
Right now the average cost in Ontario is $70 a day for childcare. That's around $1,500 to $1,800 a month. Joan says besides the building, food and wages, it costs a lot to operate her centre.
One of the big things that and it doesn't seem that big at the time, but we do a lot for our staff as far as maybe we go out for dinner, we throw a Christmas party, some staff get bonuses. That will be an ineligible expense.
The minister says over 90% of daycare owners in other provinces are taking part in the $10 a day program. She's asking Ontario to have a little patience.
It takes a little bit of time. It's brand new. I know with the high cost of living, parents are very eager to see those reductions in place, and that's why we put these agreements in place at the federal level, because we knew this was something that was going to be meaningful and impactful for families. But I have confidence that Ontario will get there too, but remember, they were the last ones to sign up. We've been notified that by the end of the year we should see some sort of a cut in what we're currently paying, but they will not give us firm dates or what firm prices will be.
The goal is to have $10 a day daycare available to every family in Ontario by 2025. Sean Cowan, CHCH News, Burlington.